Welcome to Sketchpad Geometry. I hope you were successful in week 1. Let's talk a little bit about week 2. In week 2, we focus on the building blocks of geometry. Points combine to make segments, rays, or lines. When we look at segments, those have a beginning and an ending point. Rays go forever in one direction, while lines go forever in both directions. You're often going to be asked to identify or name segments, rays, or lines. When we do this, we're going to use 2 capital letters for each of them. If we were writing this out by hand, we could use different symbols. However, when we type them on the computer, we're going to have to write the word in front to indicate if it's a segment, ray, or line. Looking at some examples. Looking at the first blue example, you'll notice we have a beginning and an ending point. That tells us it is a segment. To name a segment, we're going to have to look at the beginning and the ending. So it starts at A and it ends at B. So we can call that segment BA. Really, we don't care between the beginning and the end, so we could switch the order of that and also call that segment BA. Those are the only 2 names for starting at A and ending at B, or vice versa. The second green one has an arrow to the right, so it continues forever toward means we have a ray. This ray starts at point C, so that's going to have to be part of our name. Then it continues to the right, and we just need to indicate one other point that it goes through. For example, D. So ray CD would be an option. Otherwise, we could also name it ray CG, because it starts at G, continues to the right through G. Unlike segments, the order here is very important. We must call it ray CD. We cannot call this ray DC. The third and final one is a line. We know it's a line because it has arrows going in both directions. To name a line, we only need to pick 2 of the points. So we could call this line EH. Once again, the order doesn't matter, so we could call it line HE. We could pick 2 different points, call this line HF, or line FE. We're also going to work a lot with angles in this course. An angle is 2 rays starting from the same point called a vertex. We're going to learn today how to name these angles. The key thing to remember when you're naming angles is that we always use 3 letters, and the vertex, or where the 2 corners meet, must be the middle letter. To name these angles, first off, I really recommend that you're able to identify the vertex. In the top orange angle, the vertex is B. We know that because that's where the 2 rays are connected. B will have to be the middle letter. Once again, if we were writing this out always by hand, we could use a little angle symbol. You cannot use that symbol on your computer. It causes problems in Educator. So I'm going to need you to write out the word angle. And now we're going to use 3 letters. A, B, C. Notice how B is the middle letter because it's the vertex. We could also call this angle CBA. It didn't matter where I put A and C, but B needs to be in the middle. In the bottom one, our vertex is E. So we're going to call this angle DEF by hand, but I prefer that you type it out as angle DEF. You cannot use that symbol on the computer. We could also call this angle FED. We'll be working with angles a lot in week 2 and the coming weeks. I hope that you've learned a bit about week 2. I wish you good luck. And contact me if you have questions. Thanks. Bye.